Okay, so let's do question 4 on the in class number 5. So for question 4, we have to find the partial derivative with respect to x, y, double x, double y, and the mixed partials. So let's find fx first. So partial derivative with respect to x. So we're treating y as a constant and x as a variable. So going on to the first function, derivative of e is itself times derivative of the x squared y with respect to x would be 2x y. And then moving on to over here, the y as a constant will be 3y. Derivative of sines, cosines will be cosine of x squared times derivative of x squared, which is 2x, and derivative of 1 is 0. So let's clean this up a bit. So this would be 2xy e to the x squared y plus 6xy cosine of x squared. So that's my fx. Let's box that. Okay, next we'll find fy. So this one we're treating the y as the variable, so the x will be the constant. So we're looking at this guy again. So it'll be e times derivative of x squared y with respect to y. So derivative of y is just 1, so it's going to be x squared. And then plus, so the sine x squared is a constant, so derivative of 3y with respect to y would just be 3, so it'll be 3 sine x squared, and derivative of 1 is 0. So that's our, try like this, I guess, clean up a bit. So the x squared e to the x squared y plus 3 sine of x squared is my fy. Okay, next let's do, say, f double x. F double x. So that means the fx, then derivative with respect to x again. So we'll be looking at this one actually, is there. So we'll be looking at this guy, derivative with respect to x. So it's going to require a product rule because you have a function here, let's call this one, say f1. And the e function is f2. And the 6xy guy, the f3, and the cosine one, let's call it f4. So using product rule then, it's going to be f1 prime times f2 plus f1, f2 prime plus f2 prime times f3 plus f2 times f3 prime. Oh, sorry, I mixed up in these letters. So it's f3 and 4. So f3 prime times f4 plus f3 f4 prime. Okay, so that's by product rule. And note then that f1 prime, so f1's over here. So the prime means with respect to x, so go to this guy with respect to x will be 2y. Then f2 prime, so f2 is here, so it'll be e to the x squared y times derivative of x squared y with respect to x will be 2xy. Okay, f3 prime. F3 is a 6xy, so derivative with respect to x would just be 6y. And lastly, f4 prime. So the derivative, so using chain rule, derivative of cosine would be minus sine x squared times derivative of x squared would be 2x. Something like that. So putting this together then, we'll have our f double x, so the f1 prime, so 2y, times f2, which is e x squared y, plus f1, so 2xy, 2xy, times f2 prime, so f2 prime is here, so e x squared y times 2xy, plus f3 prime, so 6y, times f4, f4 is the cosine x squared, plus f3, so 6xy, times f4 prime. F4 prime is minus sine x squared times 2x. Move this a bit here. You can see it. Okay, so let's simplify this. So our double x guy will be then 2y e to the x squared y plus, so multiplying this and this would be 4x squared y squared e to the x squared y, and plus here 6y cosine of x squared, and multiplying the 6 and the 2 to the minus, a minus 12 x squared y sine of x squared. So that's my f double x. Okay, so let's do my f double y next. Let me move this over to here. So f double y now. So f double y. So by definition, it's the fy with respect to y again. So maybe recall up here, since it's out of the picture. The fy guy, looking over here, you can see it's x squared e to the x squared y plus 3 sine of x squared. Okay, so my f double y would be derivative of this guy with respect to y. So the first guy does not require a product rule because x is a constant here. It's going to be x squared e to the x squared y times derivative of x squared y with respect to y, which would be x squared. And then the other one would be just 0. So this ends up being then just x to the 4th e to the x squared y. That's my f double y. Okay, so let's next, let's find the mixed ones. So let's do, say, f y x. So that means fy with respect to x. And my fy guy is up here. That's going to go here. So we're going to take derivative of that guy with respect to x. It's going to require a product rule because that's a function of x and so is that. So I won't write the details, I'll just write it out here. So the derivative of the first function, so 2x times second e to the x squared y plus first function x squared times derivative of second function with respect to x. So with respect to x, derivative of x squared y with respect to x would be 2xy, and plus, so product rule here. Product rule. Then derivative of the 3 sine guy, the chain rule. So the 3 cosine x squared times derivative of the inside with respect to x would be 2x. Okay, so let's clean this up a bit. So my f y x then would be 2x e to the x squared y plus, multiplying these, the 2x cubed y e to the x squared y plus, multiplying these will be 6x cosine of x squared. Got this guy? Okay, so by the theorem from last time, so by theorem, the fyx should equal fxy in most cases. So let's prove that. Okay, so we need to, so let's compute this guy next, I guess. Let's go back over to the other side, over here. Because I have fx on this side. So let's erase fy here. Let's erase this 2. Okay, so here, keep these labels here. So we're looking for now fxy. So that means fx with respect to y. So here's my fx here. So with respect to y. So actually it was going to require a product rule there still, but no product rule here. So we can take that away. So it's going to be then, I erase it there, be f1 prime. Here the prime means with respect to y this time. So it'll be f1 prime times f2 plus f1 times f2 prime plus, so derivative of the last guy with respect to y would just be 6x times cosine of x squared. So now here f1 prime, here again the prime means with respect to y, so f1's here, so it'll be 2x. And the f2 prime, f2's here, so it'll be e to the x squared y times derivative of x squared y with respect to y, so just be x squared. So making these substitutions, we'll have then fxy will be f1 prime, so it'll be 2x times f2, so it'll be e x squared y plus f1, so it'll be 2xy, 2xy times f2 prime, so this is f2 prime here, so it'll be e x squared y times x squared. Then plus the 6x cosine of x squared. Okay, simplifying this a bit. So it would be then 2x e to the x squared y plus, multiplying these would be 2x cubed y e to the x squared y plus 6x cosine of x squared. So answer there. And if you compare that with fyx, you can see they're the same. So if you scroll go over here, you can see this one. If you compare with the fyx, it's the same as fxy, as it should be. So we're done.